E-learning for aviation. What are you doing? And what's possible? Let's discuss the arguments for and against e-learning in aviation. Keep in mind, we remember 20% of what we hear, 30% of what we see, 60% of what we do, and 80% of what we see, hear, and do. This is where e-learning has the edge. There are many types of learning: books, classroom, audiobooks, seminars, lectures, and e-learning. Can e-learning be effective? Some people are against e-learning. Why? They think e-learning is not as good as face-to-face. However, if classroom delivery is dull and not engaging, participants will be bored and uninterested. If e-learning is badly designed and objectives undefined, the result will also be the same. There can be good and bad approaches in both forms of teaching. When a training experience is bad, there are usually a host of reasons why. These reasons could apply to a classroom or e-learning environment. Poor design, unclear objectives, lack of interaction and feedback, poor facilitation, and more. Some people believe e-learning development takes time, and time is money. Compared to what? Higher upfront development costs can be recouped over time via much lower delivery costs, or even zero delivery costs in some cases. Before we can judge if something costs too much, we have to determine the value it produces. You may need advice from an e-learning provider you trust to help you determine the effectiveness of e-learning solutions for your specific needs. Others have said e-learning is a risky undertaking. As part of a balanced, blended learning approach, e-learning offers many benefits. It provides new and innovative ways for trainers to engage their trainees, and it allows them to devote more time to face-to-face learning, such as role plays and communication skills. The strongest objections to blended learning are: we don't know enough about it, fear of making a bad decision, and the change is bad mentality. What is the purpose of e-learning for aviation English? More flexibility means students can study anytime, anywhere. Students can repeat lessons as often as they need. And there's plenty of language skills practice to support classroom training. The course must deliver exactly the right language skills required, so learners can apply their new knowledge directly to their work. This may sound obvious, but all kinds of courses are being advertised as Aviation English, which are not related in any way to aviation. Learning objectives must be achievable. Powerful and meaningful objectives motivate learners, leading to noticeable improvement and return on investment for you. Is there any evidence on the effectiveness of e-learning compared to classroom learning? The US Department of Education commissioned this study. Students who took all or part of their classes online did better than those who took the same courses in traditional face-to-face settings. Online learners who spent more time on their learning tasks did better. Blended learning using techniques in addition to online improved outcomes even more. A final interesting outcome was that the superior results from online learning appeared for older learners. Why are some pilots and controllers resistant to e-learning? They are not tuned in to having technology deliver their training. It might take a while for learners to make the paradigm shift that they are truly in charge of their own learning. Some learners lack the required motivation and discipline to take the first step towards e-learning. You cannot assume your employees are familiar with PCs or prefer this mode of learning. Employees must be well informed about the e-learning course to be used, so that e-learning becomes enjoyable and is accepted. It must be easy to navigate and user-friendly. Because we remember 20% of what we hear, 30% of what we see, 60% of what we do, and 80% of what we see, hear, and do. Well-designed e-learning can improve training results by up to 80%. Now let's look at e-learning and the environment. All airlines can benefit from reducing carbon emissions and minimizing the use of natural resources. For airlines, the environmental and cost savings can be massive. E-learning can remove the requirement for intercontinental flights or long-distance travel. E-learning is delivered directly to the user's computer or mobile device, so no additional travel is required. The positive points here are, with e-learning there are definite ways to cut costs and reduce resource use. Now to the non-environmental benefits. Increased flexibility means students can study anywhere, anytime. The Aviation English content can be changed to meet the needs of different personnel, such as customer service language for cabin crew, ground staff, and baggage handlers. Not forgetting English for mechanics and engineers. Other benefits include lower administration costs and automated assessments and tracking, meaning all employee data is at your fingertips. E-learning may not be right for all subjects, but it has a major contribution to make and can be especially powerful in blended learning solutions. Remember, Aviation English e-learning needs to deliver quantifiable training value, so you must work with an e-learning provider that guarantees results, such as Practice ICAO English. All Aviation English courses must be all about aviation, designed and created for aviation by Aviation English specialists with a proven track record. To find out more about e-learning courses designed by Aviation English specialists that teach your pilots or controllers how to communicate in any situation, anytime, anywhere, using only Aviation English content, you're welcome to visit us at practiceicaoenglish.com, the Aviation English e-learning specialist.